Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Garnier. Also, thank you to all those who have enriched our understanding regarding transformative actions when it comes to teachers, teaching, and the teaching profession. Basically, our action track has widely benefited from the discussions at the pre-summit. And if I'm to point out some elements of transformation, I think it's increasingly clear for everyone, and it's not necessarily new, but it's definitely needed to realize that we need to recruit and retain enough teachers for the learners' needs, for the increased learning needs that our societies have. And we need them not just to be there, we need them to have good and initial and continuous training, but we also need visionary career arrangements, improved working conditions, and I think what we also need is well-accompanied and mentored early career teachers. Um, the sessions at the pre-summit in the past 3 days have made it clear that we also need to pay more attention to teacher well-being and intrinsic motivation. It's not enough for countries to try to motivate teachers. It's about how you build that intrinsic motivation for the better, for better learning of the direct beneficiaries that will basically take us to that transformative action. We all know that teachers need to be well in order to take care of the well-being of the children and the youth that are looking up to them. So, you know, as we say in airplanes, we put the mother's mask, the oxygen mask first, and then, you know, you put the oxygen mask on the child. Then I think we need to be recognizing the changing role of the teacher, as you said, Mr. Garnier, and we need to support teachers as they evolve into these new roles, including through treasuring their leadership and innovation. I think they have a huge role in taking all of us further than the incremental steps that we're used to. I think what we have also learned in these past days, and I think we need to reflect it better in our concept paper, is that we need to recognize the special challenges of early childhood care and education workforce members, the education support personnel that we don't speak enough of, unfortunately, as well as higher education personnel. And this is where academic freedom, for example, needs to come into play very prominently. But also we need to make sure that literacy, adult educators, and also vocational education and training teachers are not forgotten. They have special needs and they need to, and we need to make sure that we address them. And finally, in terms of, you know, how do we get there? It has been said, but I don't think we managed to do it well enough. We need to make teachers partners of the transformation, and I would say even initiators, pioneers. We know that political will is necessary to transform education. However, getting there, meaning implementation of transformation, will need a bottom-up approach because there is no one size fits all. And in terms of best practices or good practices, better said, which exemplify, for example, adapting wide-ranging teacher policies, which cover a number of the issues that I've mentioned. We have received very good examples from Ghana, Malawi, Panama, Indonesia, Argentina, Finland, my own country, Romania, and I'm sure many others can bring you know, good national practices which can be inspiring or can be scaled up. Now, when it comes to what can we do globally, we said that we need a global initiative on national teacher policies, drawing on the experiences of the National Teacher Initiative and the TTF, the Teachers Task Force. We need the global compact on securing education financing, and I'm sure you'll hear more about that when it comes to Action Track 5. We need to be creative there and strategic in investing in teacher and educator working conditions, and we can do that together with international financing institutions. But we also need to be very strategic in how we look at public funding, public salaries, or public wage grids, and how that relates to, you know, how well we manage to motivate teachers financially as well. And finally, I think we need to continue to know what's happening on the ground. And that's why we suggest a global survey of teacher professional and working conditions, as well as teacher and social attitudes, drawing on what we already have, as well as strengthening the global monitoring functions of the ILO UNESCO Committee of Experts on the application of the recommendations concerning teaching personnel. I'll stop there, but just to say that, or to remind ourselves that teachers are perhaps the basic brick on which we can build everything else when it comes to transformation. And unless we take with us the teacher workforce and have them dream what everyone else is dreaming in this conference when it comes to the future of education, we won't get very far. Thank you.